Hi YouTube, welcome to all my videos. Beginning of this year we bought a Mark 6 Ford Transit. It's a short wheelbase low top. You might have seen in the videos, well, beginning of this year, I started kitting the van out. When I last done a video, I built all the seat, put that all in, I carpet tiled the floor, I insulated the whole van and carpet the roof. Since then I've gone to lots of shows this year because I got the hobby of stationary engines to take engines obviously around. I need to design my inside of the van to fit around that. Also I've been busy going to these shows, so I haven't had a chance to really kit the van out as such. I've just been slapping things together, if you know what I mean, for the beginning to put me through the year. Now the rally season is finished, I've eventually got a bit of time and I've started to do things properly now. One of the things I picked up from the shows was an old stainless steel sink, the 2 burner rings, the grill, all as a complete unit. The top bit was. Paid £12 for it. I had the gas checked on it. It don't leak gas, so it's all safe for anything for that reason. I always make sure when the gas is on it at night when you go to sleep, it's worth turning off just to be on the safe side. You never know, someone might knock one of the switches in. It didn't come with a unit, so I was kind of pleased because I wanted to build my own unit. So just got some simple sort of beading of timber to make your own unit up. Quite a few hours of work gone into it. Obviously the little hinges, a little poppers. You get them down Traeger mills quite cheap if you, well, you can get them at B&Q really cheap. The handles, I picked 9 of them up for the show for £1 once, so I've got plenty of handles for this van. I had a bit of stainless made up for the cooker or the grill. I also got a piece of stainless steel. It sits up against the wall behind these. These fold back each side. You sit a plate in, fold them back down. I will make those better, they're only temporarily they were. But all this is made properly now. The unit is made so I can take it out with a couple of bolts. The whole unit will come out of the van, and then you've got your loading space if you need wider room. I'm going to put the gas bowl in the cupboard when I get it all sorted out. You can't really see much and it's a bit dark. This cupboard at the end I'm going to put 2 containers in. One is the clean water come up through the tap. I'm going to have a little 12-volt water pump with a little switch I'm going to fit on the side of the unit. Also beside that will be a tank for wastewater, just to keep it all inside. It's easy if you want to basically drive off, you don't have to pack everything away outside. I made a board up, this lies on the floor when we carry stationary engines around. It stops damaging the carpet which is in there and get things dirty, so it keeps everything clean in there when you park up and take the load out. That's the door panel for the sliding door at the minute. I've got to sort out a bit of a dent in the door at the minute. It's got to be done. Your levelling ramps, you tend to get these for levelling up camper vans, caravans or anything. They are a pain to find room for a lot of times. They normally take up room you don't really have. So, a simple idea. I made an L-shaped bracket up, bolted it on the floor. Then another L-shaped bracket and bolted it to the wall. And then made up a couple of little wing nuts. Obviously you unscrew that, the ramps will lift right out. I can actually show you that. They could be shorter threads if you want to, but I just made them like that. And then your ramps obviously come out. Just drill a hole in the top. Use them for your weekend, clean them up a bit, put them back in, and just screw them back into the holder. Or sort out later on. I've got tying straps here for the obviously tying engine in, any loads. Curtains, we bought some curtains for it. I had them shortened up for the back. I'm not obviously a stitching person. The seats we bought foam for, and I bought some fabric. Some people get a piece of ply, glue the foam to it, wrap it the fabric around and staple it. But one of my family members has got a sewing machine, so we made them quite good and proper. I fit the seat belt to it, so this van is insured as a 5-seater. It had seats in the back when I got it, but I've moved the seats over on the seat belts onto this bench seat. Simple bed, sort of L shape around. Again, I've got 2 storage cupboards, quite big cupboards they are. This one is a bit smaller because it's got the wheel arch in behind. I even made my own doors for all the units. I was a little bit bent, but he shot something fine. Simple bed, stagger the slats. Just, it should come out. There you go. And when that comes out, you pull that one forwards, flip that one down. And that's your bed made up. He's slightly wider than an average single, nearly 4 foot wide, so plenty wide enough for 2 to sleep on when you're away for a weekend. Also in the corner of this van, we got a separate cushion lifts up. In the corner here, this hinges up. All electrical stuff's on there. 2 batteries in there at the minute. A little fuse box on the wall. I haven't put a split charger on it because the amount we use the lights and that in the van, it don't really need charging up while I'm away. I might look at it in the future when I put a TV in that in here. Obviously you use more electric, and when you drive off you can charge your battery up. That one hinges back down. 2 simple 12 volt lights in the ceiling. Recommend as well, if you've got one of these vans, put a smoke detector and a carbon monoxide detector in it. I fitted some lights on the roof. You probably can't see them that clear, but I haven't wired them in yet. All the wires are all down, ready to get connected to the battery. Just made up little simple wooden blocks and fit the light to it. I fitted a light on each side of the roof. Again, the curtains go right down the front, from ceiling to floor at the front, just to keep the heat in the back end at night. Haven't got no heater in this van, well, except for the driving sort of in the engine front heater, but I haven't got no heater in when I've parked up for the weekend. But you put the kettle on, have a cup of tea before you go to bed. He's warmed up in there and it'll hold his heat all night. Simple switch for the 12 volt there. 12 volt cigarette sort of lighter charger thing. You can charge your phones up. That one's, I've got electric winch in this van, so obviously not a lot of campers need that. There's 240 electric in this van. I need a single plug at the minute. I fitted a, you probably can't hardly see that, as a post box down on the bottom here. That's for the winch wire to come out from. Again, there's storage all down here. This one flips up. I made like a false floor, which is about 3 inches off the main floor, to put boxes on, because obviously carrying engines around you need ramps to load up, so they slide from the sliding door end right through. This van, the size of the back end of this van, because it's a short wheelbase Mark 6 Ford Transit, it's the same size, the back end, as the Ford Transit Mark 7, which is the newer version, the Mark 6. The back length from roughly from the seats to the door at the back end is 8 foot in these vans, and they're 6 foot wide at the base, and they're known for the 8x4, so when the van was empty you can chuck an 8x4 sheet of ply or plasterboard and they'll lie down on the floor from the length, and it fit down between the wheel arches, so they're quite wide vans. They're wider than the Volkswagen Transporters, but I don't know what the length difference are. I think these are slightly, maybe a bit short, a bit longer. I'm not too sure, but there ain't a lot of difference. Carpet all the walls. Pick up pieces of carpet cheap anywhere. I would recommend doing it in actual carpet instead of carpet tiles, because tiles are a bit more heavier and they obviously start falling off and it'll look a bit rubbish. But it's up to what you do, and if you can get them stick right, they're going to do their job. It'd be perfect for you. I was lucky the carpet for the ceiling cost about 30 quid for a big roll of that. I ran out, fortunately. I'd done the roof and done the seats, but and done the back door card and the front door card, and I ran out. The floor is done in carpet tiles. They're alright to do in carpet tiles. They're a bit thicker, heavy duty, and they don't tend to peel up and that. The carpet on the wall, I was lucky enough I went to one of the shows this year and someone chucked it out for free and there's not even a single mark on it, so I picked that up and used that. Even go around finding free bits, old scraps of timber and everything, get you through doing jobs like this. Want to get a window for the sliding door in the future, but it's a usable van. It's got the window at the back. I'm hoping to fit TV up on the wall here. Also, what I was going to talk about, that's really kind of it for the back end of this van. In the front of this van I've fitted a camera system, so we fit that one on. You're not very clear on your screen, but that will pick up what's in the road behind me, and that will pick up the tow hitch for hitching up any caravans and that. But it's also such an easy design for camping wise. Fling up the bed, put that on the floor. That's your bed made back up again to sitting area. I've got a caravan table indoors which folds up and it comes out here when I'm away, but I don't really need that all the time. We've still got quite good width from the bed to the cupboard. It's about 2.5 foot in that sort of gap, maybe 3 at the most. But obviously I've got the hinge up door instead of the two what they call barn doors. So they all vary, these vans. One thing I recommend really buying a van, get a higher top. You will regret the low top. Low top's nice for just a weekend, but if you're away for a weekend it's a very wet weekend, it's quite a hard weekend to spend with a low top van with back and everything bent over all weekend, but it's better in the tent. We put that down for that. Yeah, the whole conversion of the van didn't cost a great deal of money. Some people might think it's a bit dear, but other people don't. The van cost us roughly around about £1,000 to buy the actual vehicle itself. You wanted a little bit of body work done, which I have done myself. It's solid underneath. Make sure you've got a good solid fan before you start. And the inside is about probably about £1,000 needed to do the inside for buying materials, glues, board, insulation, carpets, hinges, bits and pieces. But if you keep your eyes peeled, look out for bargains on eBay and online, car boots, you'll pick up your bits at a time. Some bits you want to go and buy new because it's not worth the hassle farting around with other bits. The seats, the foam and the fabric cost around about 60-70 quid, that did. But I went for denim, like what your jeans are like. It's heavy duty, takes a lot of wear, and that's what you want for if you're using it a lot for jumping in and out and everything. Perfect van for day van. Go out, take the dogs out, have a cup of tea, anything like that. Even it's still usable as a van because I mentioned I left the back end open. You can still put things in and out of the back. You still got your main floor space. This van did have a bit of a bulkhead when we bought it, but I took all that out to let the natural daylight from the front to come through. I will build a board up here sometime, just come up maybe halfway just to shut them off a bit bare, look a bit more nice to them. It's one of the jobs, once you get your main basics done, you just got to concentrate on your small little bits, the little niggly bits, but take your time, do a bit at a time, spend an afternoon on it, spend all day, whatever, weekend, just do a bit at a time. Just make sure what you have done before you take the vehicle out on the road is safe, it's not going to fly around, things ain't going to get damaged, and it ain't going to put anything else at risk. Like the cooker, that's all fixed in perfect, but the grill, take all that off, put that away when travelling because it does make some noise, it gives you a headache travelling. But once that's out, You get a bit of rattle from the cooker sometimes. It's a bit of that sort of rattling noise travelling, but my little trick is get a cushion and just fling them in there and stops them rattling them. So it's just little things, but it's up to you, like noise. But I did this design as well. You open that cupboard and that one folds down. This is all varnish. You can work on cutting stuff and everything on that. You can hold that door up so it's a bit more sturdier. And so you've got your waste, and I'll put a shelf in this one. But like I said, everything's easy done. This is just ordinary ply. Get a bit of fancy beading, glue the beads on, fix the screws on the back. Make sure the screws don't come through, which I did that mistake in a few places, but a little bit of wood fill in that. I gave it, it's had 3 coats of varnish now, but after the winter's over and a bit drier weather's in, I'm going to give it just a light sand and varnish again, and it should go on for years then. So I hope this video has been helpful to any people who want to convert their own van. Obviously I haven't really ran through how to make things as such, but I can roughly give you your sort of figure on spending bits and what bits you really need and do, and what looks good, if you know what I mean. So thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe and join you again in another video. Cheers, bye.